involves doing all of that, this is manual labor. But I said, yeah, I understand that sometimes he has to do that, but his main job is to mark the boundaries. Just because he does a little bit of this does not make him manual labor, because the law says predominantly engage in manual labor. Then they also argued sometimes they go to a site, because they are the first guys on the site, right? To mark, you have to climb over a tree, so there's an element of danger. So therefore it's manual labor. Again, I said no. Element of danger doesn't make any difference. For example, I might be a National Geographic photographer. I'm taking a photo of a tiger 5 feet away. High element of danger, does that make me a manual laborer? So the conditions of work does not make someone a manual laborer, right? For example, a footballer, he plays during the snow, the rain, the hot sun. Does that make them a manual laborer? No. Your production operators, they sit in air-conditioned environment, but they are still manual. So you literally have to look at the duties to make a call. Like I said, I apologize, I can't give you a precise answer because this is not a formula-based thing. There is always that discretion, that grey area. Anyone else has any questions?
Anyone else?
Just one on your maternity leave,
Right.
you pay the 60 days. When do you pay
The requirement is when they deliver, they have to inform you. Before delivery itself, the employee has an obligation to inform you. And upon you getting the proof, you have to pay. Yeah?
If they don't give anything, then that's it.
The law says you can suspend. There's a suspension of payment if they didn't notify you. So it doesn't mean that if they... So basically, because they didn't notify you, also don't know, right? So their right to get that money is suspended until they come and notify you. Yeah? The law does not prescribe a clear time. Yes?
Okay, my question is, my experience, yeah? My manager fought with my president.
Okay.
And she was not dismissed, but she just left the company. She did not resign, and she went to IR office.
Right.
And she filed a complaint, and the officer asked her to go back to work.
Okay.
You were saying just now that they will act as mediator, right?
Right.
Now, when she comes back to work, I, as a HR manager, has to be the middle person for the company as well for my employees.
Right.
And she was not happy coming back to work.
Okay.
And I asked her if she's not happy, she can resign.
Yep.
So she did resign, and then she went back to the IR within the 60 days. And again, the officer asked her to not file the complaint.
Right.
Because she has a very weak point.
Okay.
And I came up with all the documentations. And at the end of the day, it was on my side because she was poor performing, she was having very bad attitudes and whatnot. But what she did was she went to our parent company and made a big fuss there. And at the end of the day, all of us lost our job.
How is that possible?
Because of the economic downturn.
Okay.
So the parent company decided, okay, let's just close this office off.
Right.
And nobody gets anything.
Okay.
You know? But maybe for this employee, this manager, she felt that she did a good thing, that she, was getting, her grudge over the president.
Right.
Now all of us from the company has moved on, and now this employee is working somewhere else and still having the same problem. Going back to the IR office, and the IR officer is now asking my help to help him settle this kind of problems. I, on my part, am now teaching HR, and I've been teaching for 14 years. So here I am asking you, how do we help the IR officers?
Right. Okay. A couple of issues there. First thing is, the IR officer actually does not have the right to say you can't file your complaint. That might be a tactic that he uses to tell the employee your case is weak, and therefore, maybe, because as far as from his standpoint, his KPIs is to try and settle as many cases as possible. So if the employee withdraws because he's managed to convince the employee of case is weak or so on and so forth, it's a tick in the box for him. Yeah. Now, I think what the IR officer is reaching out to you to help settle, because potentially you have a relationship with that person. So he's probably trying to get you to talk to that person to convince them to either retract their complaint or maybe accept a nominal compensation that the company might be willing to pay. Now, I mean, there's clearly no obligation on your part to help, but being in HR, it might be good for you to keep good networks with the IR people. So for that reason, maybe giving the employee a call and telling them this is what's happening, perhaps you can do that. But the point about the employee, they were not dismissed, but they went and filed a complaint. That is what is known as constructive dismissal. There is another species of law where an employee is not directly dismissed by the company, i.e. the company doesn't give a letter saying you are dismissed or you are fired. But the company does something to the employee which forces the employee to leave. So therefore, for example, if the employer decides to just reduce salaries for no reason by 20%, the employer potentially can say, I disagree with that, and if you don't retract that decision, I will walk off on constructive dismissal. Also, you touched on an employee who tendered a resignation and yet went and filed. An employee who has tendered resignation can still file a complaint claiming that they were forced into resigning, i.e. the resignation was not voluntary.
Sorry.
Yes.
Going back to that lady, I thought we are not supposed. I thought the word asking an employee to resign is a taboo sentence to make. Are we allowed to, like, if you're not happy,
right,
you can just resign, or?
Okay, let me sort of give you the classic definition of forced resignation is this. If you don't resign, I will dismiss. That is forced resignation. But having a conversation with an employee to say, in fact, nowadays you have MSS, for senior people, you rather them, instead of having a very difficult performance management, you pay something and they tender a resignation, mutual separation. That's perfectly fine. So, a resignation in exchange for a financial consideration. Now, talking with an employee and saying, listen, you're obviously not happy here, and maybe this job is not for you, perhaps you might want to consider leaving. I wouldn't call that forced resignation. Because, like I said, the classic definition of forced resignation is, if you don't resign, I will dismiss. Yeah? Yes.
Good morning. I just one case. We have one case. Minister now referred the case to the industrial court.
Okay.
After that, the employee challenged the minister to the JR, and then the High Court say that, the employer won the case in the High Court.
Mm-hmm.
So and then the High Court asked the industrial court to go back to industrial court for the full trial.
So the employee won in the High Court?
Yes, in the JR,
yeah.
Judicial Review.
Okay.
So just my point here, what do you think, whether we should settle the case before before the industrial court, since the High Court already gives something there, or we can fight also? Because how about the impact from the JR decision from the High Court?
No, I wouldn't say that just because the High Court referred the matter to the industrial court, you are going to lose. No, because the High Court's decision is based on different parameters. They don't go into the facts of the case. So if your dismissal was done properly, you have every opportunity to defend the case in the industrial court. It's a question of what is the evidence you have, what are the facts, whether you've got the witnesses. So I wouldn't encourage you to settle just because you lost. In fact, I assure you, I sometimes tell my clients in cases like that where the minister didn't refer, employees challenging, I actually tell them, you know what, let's not even contest this, we'll fight it in the industrial court. Yeah? So don't think that just because High Court said that automatically they will win. No. Any other questions, guys?
Don't be shy. This is one opportunity to ask Mr. Terman.
I understand that for industrial court, the employee can go after the directors. Can I have
Yes,
case and how?
If the court has made an order, and the employer doesn't comply with the order, right? The employee can then file another complaint with the industrial court called non-compliance. Non-compliance with the award of the court, right? So now let's say even after that, if they don't, yes, you can actually go for the directors in their personal capacity.
Why if the company
Closed down. Or
yeah,
wound up, yeah.
or
I mean,
it's in dormant.
that's right. So that's like normal judgments as well. Sometimes you may have a paper judgment, but you cannot enforce it. For example, if you sue someone and the guy is declared a bankrupt, you got the judgment, but you cannot get the money. So likewise, it can happen in the industrial court as well. Because of the delay, sometimes in that process,